Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. It is Friday, October 24th. I'm Michael Taylor. We have a great show ahead for you. We've got some great temperatures to talk about in a minute, but also that great show. Let's talk about that one right now. We're going to have some great guests on the program. We're going to be welcoming Caring Senior Service Dean White. He's going to be talking about in-home health care. He's also going to be talking about a really cool app that lets you connect directly with a nurse from the privacy of your own home to ask some questions, some issues you might be having. So a real good feature that they're offering out, and we want to talk about that with him a little bit later in the program. And then, of course, Sports Corner. I have a feeling we're going to talk about the World Series. Dodgers, Blue Jays, it's coming up on Friday. He's going to have a preview for us, all right. Now let's talk about some other things that are important. Running elections, running for the board, serving here in the community. Well, VMS is put a call out for candidates, for other board members who want to serve on the GRF board. You can do that. You can pick up at the community center right here in our building on the first floor. You can pick up the nomination papers, all the election processing papers that you have to fill out to make sure that you are an eligible candidate. Fill those things out, and they are due by November 14th at 5 p.m. to be turned in. Questions, you can call the number right there on your screen and contact them for any issues you may be having in filing the paperwork or figuring out exactly what that's all about. But you got some time to figure out if you want to be a candidate. November 14th is the deadline to turn in your paperwork. All right, let's take a quick check of our temperatures while we're at it, and we got some wonderful temperatures to tell you about. Going to be a little bit warm today, and then we have a little bit of a cool-off for the rest of the weekend, really nice. Then we start bumping up again on Monday and Tuesday, so a kind of return of the warmer temperatures we saw late last week, and so we got them coming back again. So enjoy the weekend while you can. Nice, little bit partly cloudy on Saturday morning, then clearing to mostly sunny skies, and then sunny, sunny, sunny for the rest of the weekend and into next week. Let's take a check of our sunrise, sunset, and we have a beautiful picture. Let's just take a second on this one. Just look at this beautiful, beautiful shot. It's a peregrine falcon over at Point Vicente, California. Thank you very much, Cynthia Case, for sending this picture. This is gorgeous. This should be like a National Geographic or something like that. That is a beautiful, beautiful shot. Sunrise this morning was 7:03. Sunset tonight is 6:06. Now, don't be intimidated by Cynthia's picture, folks. You can take pictures of our community, sunrise, sunset, pets, places, things like that. Send them on into us. They are beautiful shots. We always appreciate when we get pictures from folks here in the community, so send those in. Email us, lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com with that picture. Make sure you include your name, where you took the picture, and we'll use it in our sunrise sunset segment. Okay, no meetings to tell you about, so when we come back, we'll be talking to Dean White from Caring Senior Service. Stay with us.
Hearing connects you back to life. Don't settle for being trapped in the isolation of poor hearing. Advanced Ear can help you hear friends, family, and caregivers. We provide one-on-one hearing programs that will amaze you with the quality of how much better you can hear. There's no cost to hear the improvement we deliver. You'll be able to hear better the minute you put these on. No buttons to push or technology to be afraid of. We deliver better hearing, guaranteed. Come in so we can connect you back to life. And remember, tell them Stuart sent you.
Caring Senior Service provides a variety of care services to help seniors age in place. We follow the mantra, when family can't be there, we can. We started our business almost 30 years ago because we realized that seniors in these situations still need loving care. To learn more about how we can help your family, contact us today.
I want to welcome from Caring Senior Service, Dean White, owner, operator, man of all. Thanks for joining us.
Good to see you, Michael.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's talk about, for folks who don't know what Caring Senior Service is, it's staying at home and getting some extra help at many different kind of levels, right?
You're exactly right. And so when our tagline is that we want all seniors to be healthy, happy, and at home. Mm-hmm. And we know that we live longer and healthier when we can be at home. There comes a time that we need extra help.
Right.
And a lot of times people are thinking, do I go into independent living, assisted living, or they just went into the hospital and now they're going to go into rehab. And the question is for the family, can mom or dad come home? Or do I need to find a place, like an assisted living place? Mm-hmm. Our goal would be to let's let everybody stay at home.
Yeah.
And that way we can, either you know your surroundings, you know what you like, we just bring somebody in anywhere from 4 hours a day to 24 hours a day.
Right. And like there's people who probably moved into this community in their early 60s or maybe mid 60s, and they vibrant and that kind of thing, and then things can happen, and as you get older you start to lose the ability to do that, but you want to stay home, you want to stay here.
100%. We have some people that are really suffering from dementia, and it's a really scary thing when you can't remember. Sometimes we see this in our spouse. And if we can just bring in a caregiver now that would just come in 4 hours a week, that would build some relationship so that when it progresses, somebody's already there. And it brings a lot of peace of mind to the family.
So run through the list of what caregivers can provide in terms of like meal prep and things like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we can provide. I mean, anything from light house cleaning, laundry, we do breakfast, dinner preparation, even go to the grocery store and go to the pharmacy. Sometimes it's companionship. We have different activities that we can get somebody moving and connecting with. Also physical therapy. A lot of times it's help in the bathroom or help out of the bathroom. And it can be showers on a daily basis or a weekly basis. And a big one is medicine reminders. We go, Mom, did you take your medicine today?
Right.
Or they took it and they don't know that they took it, and then somebody takes it a second time.
Right.
And that could be very dangerous as well.
Right. And talk a little about bathroom. I mean, that's one of the most dangerous places in the home for seniors. In and out of the bathroom, in and out of the tubs, showers. That's where the slips, that's where the falls can really happen, right? And so maybe I'm not a fall risk around my living or whatever, but the bathrooms and that kind of things can really be a danger place.
Michael, you hit it on the head. When I go into a house for free, I do an assessment. I do a quick walk around. I'm looking for things like a loose rug. I'm looking for a shower that has a wand that you can use or a shower chair. I'm taking a quick look to see how the person walks through the house to see if there's places to grab, and if we need to have somebody come and install a grab bar because we don't want to slip, we don't want to fall. Let's put those things in place now. And I give all that advice for free. I mean, happy just to come over and show people how the house should be set up.
Absolutely. And then there's also the opportunity, like maybe you're not going to get this year round, but hey, I just got done from a surgery and I need some discharge help. I need some help getting home, and for the next couple of weeks, I need somebody in my house, right? You also do that.
Yeah, it's something that we call it a transfer and tuck. So we'll get you from the hospital, back at home, a meal in your stomach, tuck into bed to make sure that you're fine. And so that's just a simple service that, eternally again, transfer and tuck, but the idea is, the kids are working or somebody needs to pick you up from the hospital, we can then bring you home, get you all situated, and get you all tucked in at night.
Yeah, you get transferred over home, and maybe even a meal if it needs to be, and things like that, right? And that's just like a kind of a temporary for a day, a couple days, a week, or whatever it might be, as that recovery process goes through in terms of what the surgery or what the medical thing was.
As easy as just that transfer to 24/7 for 2 weeks, easy. We can bring in somebody, and somebody always asks, how many caregivers will I have? Most of the time it's a day caregiver and a night caregiver, and they rotate on every 12-hour basis.
Okay, that's great. So let me ask you this. When it's not just people living alone, right? You guys do this for people, spouses who maybe one needs some more help and the other one has become the caregiver in the family, in the situation. And that can be really challenging for both spouses, right?
It becomes very hard. We have a gentleman, Mike, who's caring for his wife. Mike's 81, and he's caring for his wife who's 79, and Mike wasn't trained to be a caregiver. And he gets frustrated. And we really want to come in and do the caregiving so that the spouse is the spouse, the daughter is the daughter, the son is the son. Or it's the flip side, we have a man that needs the help and the wife is trying to do everything. And the stress that is upon her, causes her to get unhealthy as well.
Yeah, because that can really change the dynamic in any relationship. You've been a couple your whole lives, many years together, and all of a sudden you become this caregiver, and then there can even be like some resentment built up. Like, I didn't sign up for this, I can't do this anymore. And then that dynamic in between their relationship suffers because it's not what it was supposed to be, not what it was meant to be.
100%. We have that situation is a real situation. We have men that simply just would want to get 4 hours to step out of the house to grab a cup of coffee with a buddy and then go grocery shopping, but the wife is dependent. Or it's the other way around, that the wife needs to get out and do some things around the house, see the kids, etc., but the husband's dependent. It's 100% worth it bringing a caregiver in and having somebody care for the one, to be the caregiver so that the wife or the husband can have life back.
And just have that peace of mind that says, okay, they're safe while I have this breath, I have this moment, kind of thing.
That's exactly right. Exactly right.
Yeah. You have a new additional help kind of thing. It's called the Pocket RN. Tell me a little bit about that. We're going to show a clip here in a second, but tell me a little bit about the Pocket RN.
Yeah, it's a Pocket RN is something that we are signed up with now. It's not just exclusive to our company, but we're one of the few companies that have adopted and are going to be using it. So Pocket RN puts a live nurse in a person's connection through
kind of
through
a
Zoom,
teleconnection,
through teleconnection,
Zoom. Yeah.
and it's free and paid for by Medicare.
Oh, wow.
And so they just call us. We set them up for that, and then we have a nurse that, if it has dementia, they have over 200 tools to help with dementia. If it's other things like taking care of the right medication, again, it's all free and paid for through Medicare, and it's called Pocket RN. And I'd love to show that clip.
Yeah, let's show that clip right now.
Have you or a loved one ever needed a little extra help with your medical care at home? Do you ever have questions, want clarification, or feel worried you might be doing something wrong? You are not alone. Over 50 million people in the United States either need a little extra care at home or care for someone who does. Pocket RN's mission is to close the gap between home and healthcare by putting a nurse in your pocket. We enable you to video chat with specialized nurses at the push of a button. Here's how it works. Visit pocketrn.com on your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Then, specify the type of issue you need help with and request a meeting. Pocket RN will match you with the nurse who specializes in the help you need. We'll send you a text when the nurse has reviewed your medical history and is ready to meet. Our nurses can answer your questions over video, walk you through how to perform specific tasks, or coordinate care with your existing health teams, clinics, and providers. Also, based on you and your loved one's care needs, our nurses can reach out regularly to check in on you. Say goodbye to uncertainty, waiting for a call back from your doctor, and unnecessary trips to the hospital. Say hello to qualified nurses who are on call and waiting to answer your questions, whether big or small. Let Pocket RN take care of you and your loved ones from the comfort, safety, and convenience of your own home.
That sounds like an amazing service offered, like you say, free of charge to anybody who needs it in your program.
Exactly. How often do you struggle? You just go, gosh, I just want to talk to a doctor or a nurse. You don't want to be able to call urgent care. You want actually somebody that knows your name. So we're very happy to be able to provide that with Caring Senior Service.
Like you said, you do a lot of things where you walk into a home and you say, hey, I'm going to do this assessment. I'm going to give you some advice for free. One of the other things you do, if somebody's saying, hey, I want your service, you say, well, let's take a look at your long-term health care plan and see if that's already in there.
100%. I always ask people, were they married to a spouse, or were they married to a spouse? That's funny. Was their spouse a vet, or were they a vet? Because we are approved with the VA. And the other thing I ask is if they have any long-term care. Now, I used to sell long-term care insurance, so I know it inside and out. And it's a huge thing, Michael, to be able to sit down with somebody. And what we do is we call their long-term care company, and I ask them all these questions so that the family members can just take notes. And people just don't understand the policy that they have. Does it provide in-home care? Does it provide nursing care? Does it provide assisted living or memory care? And to what degrees? What's my full benefit? Another question they forget to ask is there respite? We don't use that word too often in our regular language, but respite is designed to give time for the family. So there's always usually a respite clause that's in there, that it's an additional benefit that's in their long-term care. So I love to sit down with somebody, and if they use my company or not, let's talk about your long-term care.
If somebody does want to have a in-home consultation, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
You know, the best way is just to give us a phone call. 949-712-9265 number is our general number. They can also, go to our website at caringseniorservicelw.com, and we'd be happy to speak with them or help them in any way that we can.
All right, Dean White from Caring Senior Service, thank you so much for joining us. Always a lot of great information. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Michael.
All right. You're watching This Day. We'll be right back.
We believe every senior should be able to remain healthy, happy, and at home. At Caring Senior Service, we understand the value of compassion and companionship. Our caregivers promote health, happiness, and independence. We cook nutritional meals, engage in meaningful activities, run errands, do light house cleaning, and more. Call us toll-free at 833-926-3700 or visit our website, caringseniorservicelw.com. Healthy, happy home. Caring Senior Service.
For over 20 years, Orange County has taken its unwanted gold, jewelry, timepieces, sterling silver, and coins to the Jewelry Box estate buyers and always received top dollar. Come see why for over 2 decades, Orange County has relied on the Jewelry Box estate buyers.
The Laguna Woods History Center, the only purpose-built local history archive in Orange County, has been capturing the legacy of our community since 1977. As a nonprofit dedicated to preserving today for tomorrow, we collect, conserve, and share the history of Laguna Woods Village, the city of Laguna Woods, and the surrounding Orange County region. Step into the past and connect with the present at your community archive. Whether you're curious about local milestones, searching for historical documents, or exploring treasured artifacts, the History Center is your gateway to the stories that shape Laguna Woods. The Laguna Woods History Center is a separate building adjacent to the Village Library. We are open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. or by appointment. Visit us and find your place in history.
Hello everyone and welcome to this Friday's episode of Sports Corner. I'm Cole Young and one of the biggest events in sports begins today, so I'll get right to it. Tonight begins Game 1 of the World Series matchup of the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Toronto Blue Jays. First, let's rewind a little bit and recap how we got here. The LA Dodgers opened their playoff run by sweeping the Cincinnati Reds in 2 games. Then they fought hard with the Philadelphia Phillies, eventually eliminating them 3-1 in the NLDS. In the NLCS, LA shocked the world by sweeping the #1 team in baseball, the Milwaukee Brewers. In that final Game 4 with the Brewers, Shohei Ohtani yet again put on a historic, once-in-a-lifetime performance. Actually, while this is pretty wild to say, this may be Ohtani's greatest game of all time. Here are some quick facts about that night. Ohtani led off the bottom of the first inning with a home run, becoming the first pitcher to hit a leadoff homer in any MLB game, regular season or postseason. He's the only player in postseason history to lead off a game which he started on the mound, which he now has done twice. He then went on to hit another homer in the 4th inning and then a 3rd home run in the 7th inning. He became the first pitcher with multiple home runs in a postseason game. On the mound, Ohtani went 6+ scoreless innings, allowing 2 hits and striking out 10 batters. He's the first player in MLB history to strike out even 5 batters in a game where he hit 3 home runs, and he struck out 10. And that's in any game, regular season, postseason, World Series, doesn't matter. This was the second time in his career Ohtani had at least 10 strikeouts as a pitcher and multiple home runs at the plate in a game, including playoffs. He's the only player to do that twice or more in a career. He finished the night going 3 for 3 with 3 home runs and 3 RBIs, and the defending champion Dodgers defeated the Brewers 5-1 to head back to the World Series for the 2nd consecutive year and the 3rd time in the past 6 years. In their previous 22 total World Series appearances, the Dodgers have won the pennant 8 times and are looking to make it 9 wins in their 23rd appearance. However, in their way stands the powerhouse Toronto Blue Jays. After a bye in the wild card round, the Blue Jays defeated the reigning AL champion New York Yankees 3-1. Then in the ALCS, Toronto fought hard with the Seattle Mariners, taking the series all the way to Game 7. Toronto hadn't participated in a Game 7 since the 1985 ALCS against the Royals, while this was Seattle's first Game 7. In fact, this was only Seattle's fourth time ever advancing to the ALCS, and they still have not ever made their way to a World Series. In this winner-go-home Game 7, George Springer hit a go-ahead 3-run home run in the 7th inning, and the Blue Jays won their first American League title since 1993 by beating the Mariners 4-3. Prior to this season, the Blue Jays have only been to 2 World Series in 1992 and 1993, and Toronto won both of those titles, making them just one of 2 teams with multiple appearances that are undefeated in the World Series, the other being the Miami Marlins. As I mentioned, the race for the World Series title begins tonight. The Dodgers will head north to Toronto for Games 1 and 2, which will be tonight and tomorrow, both at 5 p.m. Then Games 3 through 5 will head back to LA on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. If necessary, Games 6 and 7 will be next weekend back in Toronto. Don't miss out on any of the games over the next week, and by this time next week, we may have crowned a new champion. Moving over to the NFL, we had another wild week. On Thursday night, Joe Flacco and Jamar Chase led the Cincinnati Bengals on a wild comeback to upset the Pittsburgh Steelers 33-31. The 40-year-old Flacco finished his night with 342 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. A large portion of those yards came from Jamar Chase, who had 16 receptions for 161 yards and 1 touchdown. On Sunday, however, almost everything went according to plan, and the teams that were projected to win, well, did. That doesn't mean the day came without any excitement, though. Shut out for 3 entire quarters, the Denver Broncos rallied in the 4th quarter in one of the most stunning comebacks in NFL history. Will Lutz kicked a 39-yard field goal as time expired, lifting Denver to a thrilling 33-32 win over the New York Giants. Heading into the 4th quarter, the score sat at 19-0 with the Giants in the lead. From there, it was all Denver. Quarterback Bo Nix threw for 2 touchdowns and ran for 2 touchdowns, becoming the first player ever to do so in a 4th quarter. The Broncos' 33 fourth-quarter points were the most in NFL history by any team that was shut out for the first 3 quarters, and the win snapped an almost impossible streak in the NFL. Prior to this game, teams had won 1,602 consecutive games when leading by 18 points in the final 6 minutes of a game. That is, until Sunday. Denver now jumps to the top of the AFC West standings and is now a top 5 team in the league. Last week, I got back on track, going 4-0 again with my picks, bringing me to 20-4 on the season. Hopefully, I can make it back-to-back undefeated weeks. This week, I'll go with the Bengals over the winless Jets, the Eagles to get back on track with a win over the Giants, the 49ers to continue their winning ways and beat Houston, and my upset pick of the week, the Bears to beat the Ravens. In the world of college football, for the first time in a while, there really weren't any shocking upsets. The one game that could be considered an upset, though not too shocking, was number 9 Georgia's victory over number 5 Ole Miss. Gunnar Stockton passed for 289 yards and 4 touchdowns, including 3 to tight end Lawson Lucky, and Georgia overcame Trinidad Chambliss and Mississippi's powerful offense to rally for a 43-35 win over the Rebels. There was some movement in the top 25 rankings, like Vanderbilt jumping all the way up to the top 10, LSU falling down to 20, USC falling out of the top 25 completely, and a few other moves. Like I've been saying though, it's a long season, and this list will change drastically every week. The NBA season officially tipped off this week. While our local Los Angeles Lakers may have started their season with a loss to the Golden State Warriors, Luka Doncic picked up directly where he left off. Doncic scored a staggering 43 points with 12 rebounds and 9 assists. However, it still was not enough as the Warriors won the opening game 119-109. The other game on opening night was electric until the final buzzer. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the reigning MVP, hit 2 free throws with 2.3 seconds remaining in the second overtime to give the defending champion Oklahoma City Thunder a 125-124 win over the Houston Rockets. It was just the 6th time an opening night went to double overtime and the first time since 2005. Kevin Durant had 23 points and 9 rebounds in his first ever game with Houston after being traded this past offseason. The rest of the league will begin their seasons this week, and there are games virtually every day for the next few months, so don't miss out on your favorite team's start to the season. The Formula One season is coming to a close, but it's shaping up to be a dramatic finish. All season long, Team McLaren has dominated, winning 12 of 19 races so far. However, along the way, Max Verstappen has won 5 races of his own for Team Red Bull. Verstappen, in 3rd place behind McLaren's Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris, is now just 36 points out from 1st place. With 5 races remaining in the season, Verstappen has a good chance to overtake the current leaders and pull off one of the wildest come-from-behind world titles this sport has seen. The next race will be the Mexico City Grand Prix, which will begin this Sunday the 26th at 1 p.m. on ABC. To close the show, the U.S. women's national team played in their first international friendly match since July of this year. They started off the stretch of the matches with Portugal last night and will play Portugal again on Sunday. Next Wednesday, they will have another international friendly match with New Zealand. These can all be seen on TNT, Peacock, HBO Max, and a few other streaming services, so make sure to tune in and root for our women's national team. With all that said, enjoy all the football, baseball, basketball, hockey, soccer, Formula One, UFC, and so much more that this upcoming week has to offer. Be sure to come right back next Friday for more news, updates, and highlights from all across the sports world. I'm Cole Young. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time.
At Petwell Clinic, your local fast relief pet care clinic, there's no waiting days for an appointment. Just walk in when your pet needs care. From the moment you arrive, you'll feel our commitment to openness and service excellence. You remain by your pet's side throughout their visit, and all charges are clearly explained, so there are no surprises at checkout. Serving Laguna Woods Village, we are committed to kind and accessible pet care. Petwell Clinic, your most convenient option for quality pet care.
Thinking about selling your business? Well, now could be the time. Hi, I'm Tom Burns, business broker with the Deal Firm. Since 2008, I've helped business owners navigate the selling process. I've sold all kinds of businesses, from restaurants to law firms, to music schools, and even a fishing resort. I'm a business owner myself, so I understand what this process means to you. Your legacy deserves the right hands. If you're ready to sell your business, call me at the Deal Firm today to write your next chapter.
Welcome back, everybody. We've got some great movies for today and tomorrow. We're going to get right to it. This one's called Bathtubs Over Broadway. It's going to be playing today at 2 p.m. with the subtitles and 6 p.m. without the subtitles. It's brought to us by Hoag Orthopedic Institute, and it is a late-night comedy writer stumbles upon a hilarious hidden world of corporate entertainment and finds an unexpected connection to his fellow man. This documentary is a Tribeca and Writers Guild of America award winner. It looks to be a fun one, so you might want to watch this one behind the scenes of how Broadway gets done these days. And then on Saturday, well, we've got a classic Hollywood movie for you. This is no documentary. This is an action adventure, no other than Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible's The Final Reckoning. It's brought to us by Pacific Financial Planners. Going to be at 2 p.m. with the subtitles and 6 p.m. without the subtitles. Ethan Hunt and the IMF pursue a dangerous AI called the Entity that's infiltrated global intelligence. With governments and a figure from his past in pursuit, Hunt races to stop it from forever changing the world. You know, not real high stakes there, just a real fun movie, family movie. You know, it's an action adventure. It's a great one. Make sure you watch that. Let's take a quick check of our weather before we head out. We're not going to stay indoors and watch the movies. Well, you might want to go outside and enjoy the wonderful temperatures we're going to have for this weekend. Going to be a little warm today, getting up to about 79 degrees. And then Saturday and Sunday, back to some really nice, cool temperatures. And then, look at that, Monday, we're starting to get bumped back up into the warmer. It's fall. Fall, you had one job to do, keep temperatures at least in the 70s and maybe even lower. But it looks like we might be up in the 80s on Tuesday. Oh, well, you can't have it all. Folks, Saturday on the show, we're going to be welcoming Broadway Music Lovers Club and Memorial Care to the program. There you go. That's going to do it for this edition of This Day. I'm Michael Taylor. For all of us here at Village Television, we hope you make this day a great one.